and say, but we the Gnostics know that religion is this and religion is that. It's all good and well to say that, but did you forget that those people were taught those religions by their parents? People like parents who taught them these religions. And for you to tell them this and that about their religion is basically attacking their parents. So instead of throwing them with love and kindness, you are now estranging them by ridiculing their religion. And this is one of the... Pardon?
Gnosis is within all religions.
Yes, for sure. Yes, for sure. Yes, for sure. And that's 100% pure. So what we essentially want to do is we want to extend a love and kindness that they've not been exposed to before. That incorporates that building blocks of the understanding of Gnosis. Those building blocks were given to them by their parents. And for us to ridicule their way of life or their first system of belief is to literally attack their parents. And we're not going to serve them in any way when we do that. So it's for us to accommodate what they've learned before and redirect the energy in another direction. Yes? So this is also part of practical Gnosis, is to deal with each situation at its face value and to look at it for what it is. And again, I want to reiterate that we serve the cosmos and humanity as a whole, because I think that's the path of that's the pathway we're on. We hear about service, not service to ourselves, but to serve everything other than ourselves. In terms of the fact that we have the most love to give, we have the most light to share, we have the most, and this is the advantage of being awoken, is that you're now aware of the wealth and the abundance of these beautiful gifts that you have within you and to share. And one of the most important things is that we understand that the love that we have for mankind and the love that we have for our creation and our place in this cosmos is a one-way street. It's not a two-way street. I'm sorry to say it. And many people might not agree with me on this, but love is in itself a one-way street. It's the only thing that multiplies by giving it away. Yeah? It's the only thing that multiplies by giving it away. And if you are expecting love in return because you have given it away, if you are expecting it in return, then what you have given is not love, because love is not transactional.
Yeah. You're only giving of your possession.
It's a one-way street. It's the only thing that you lose at 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Lose love all the time. And if you cannot get comfortable with that, you're going to have a rough time in life, my friend. So, those are just a few thoughts I had that I would like to share with our younger Gnostics. And I really want to take this opportunity to say to them all, you're not alone. You are loved. You are cared for. If not by us personally, by the cosmos at large. And it's time that you find your place. It's time that you find your space. It's time that you have a few moments of connection with your entirety. And only in this connection can you find the kind of support that you need. Because I don't think that the supreme intelligence, whether you call him the All-Father, whether you call it God, whether you call it whatever you call it, I think the supreme intelligence will create something without a support system. I think even just the mere word supreme intelligence means intelligence above all. So there's no possibility for it creating a way of life, a system of being, a system of existing without provision for it. So everything that you need is within. Everything that you need is accessible. And it's about quieting down. It's about, I'm surprised that I've got so much to say. It's 19 minutes in and I'm still talking because I don't have much to say about this. I try and make my life a practical example of Gnosis, and when people ask me, they don't need to ask much because they see, oh, this is the way this guy lives. And this is what happens because of the way he lives, So yeah, those are just a few thoughts. I don't know if there's anything else you'd like me to answer.
Absolutely loved it. Some things I want to touch up on, exactly what you already mentioned, was that Gnosis is not about being perfect. Even Jesus himself said he wasn't perfect, stating that, why do you call me good? Only God is good. So the goodness that we allow God to work through us to serve humanity. He was speaking of servitude. We have Gnosis being where self-deception ends. You're never going to be perfect in limited form. It's an experiencing love and giving of yourself, not of your possessions, but of love, authentic experience that you in turn feel. Gnosis in turn is what allows the light to shine through us. It's that continuous path, which is a beautiful path. So becoming authentic and having a relationship with your authentic self and being willing to serve humanity, seeing yourself in humanity, which is a beautiful path. Gnosis can be in form of reflection, self-reflecting, also even journaling your thoughts, naming your shadows, your woes, your insecurities, your pride, etc., etc. And from there, allowing the self-healing to begin. And in turn, sharing that love that you have now given yourself with others.
For sure. And just one other thing one can mention is that it's so amazing that I've discovered that when you live practical Gnosis, you need to talk less. Because your life, your way of being, your reactions, people look at you and they see, they constantly ask me, now, Randy, where did you go to church? Obviously, they're asking about that because they don't know, because I want to come visit where you go to church. But aren't we in church at the moment? Aren't we in church right now? And they don't understand that, and so it's a constant questioning about why are you different to us? Why are you this, that, the other? So I think practical Gnosis is probably a little more of a testimony than speaking to people. When you literally just embody the practice of Gnosis, and like I said, you can keep trying, but you there are going to be moments when you get distracted. But the secret to that, the secret to that is then to realign. And this is one of the most important things that our younger Gnostics can learn, is that to realign is more important than to stay in tune. When we realign, I said to some musicians recently at a conference, I said to them, at the time when the psalmist David made a request of the Lord in one of the Psalms, he says, create in me a clean heart, O Lord, and a right spirit renew in me. There was something that had been going on there. There's something that had been going on. He had placed a general, one of his generals, at the forefront of the war, so this man could be killed and he could marry Bathsheba, who was this man's wife. His name was Uriah the Hittite. And he had placed this man, and after he had done this, after the man was killed, he realized what he had done. And you can read through that psalm. It's a lament. You can literally, if you can connect to it, you can literally feel the man's pain and the man's difficulty that he went through. But I made it a point of addressing the fact that he realigned himself with God. And so we can use that example in our Gnostic way of life. Sometimes we fall out of tune. Sometimes we fall out of tune with Gnosis, and we indulge in the physical life. there's too much distraction going on when we indulge in this, we indulge in that. Not to say that we're doing anything wrong, like drinking or smoking or whatever the case may be, whatever you consider detrimental. I'm not talking about those things, but sometimes we fall out of tune here. We fall out of tune here and here. And this is the thing that we have to guard against. But the most important thing is that when we fall out of tune, that we do not lay down, but that we dust ourselves up, get up, start over. Because we're going to fall out of tune every now and again. It happens. Nothing to be done about it. So we're going to fall out of tune, and it's important that we realize that we have to keep getting up and keep trying and continue, because this is the continuation of your evolution, isn't it?
Absolutely. Being more aware. Sometimes we fall into ignorance, or we just become asleep. It's like when you wake up first thing in the morning. We go through those moments.
Yeah, it's great. And you sometimes you're a little bewildered because you're still acclimating to your surroundings, and then say, all right, I'm here. And especially if you've had like astral projection dreams, and you return to this plane, then it's weird. It's a weird first hour or first 2 hours being back in your body. It's a weird experience, because you realize that you've been away and you've been far across the universe, and now you're back here, and it takes a while to acclimate again, and I'm talking about spiritually, of course. I'm not talking about the physicality of it, but within you feel that disconnection somehow, and until you sort of realize, but I am here, and this is the long-term thing where I am for this time now. Let me just realign here. And then it takes you maybe an hour and a half. Sometimes it's taken me right up to as long as 2 hours just to reacclimate after an astral dream. So and these things are things that our younger Gnostics are going to experience. They need to know that there's nothing wrong when they're feeling disconnected, but that we just keep trying and realign ourselves every time, because everything is about alignment with the cosmos. Everything is about alignment with the source.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I've had a lot to say. I would like to hear some thoughts from you, because I also share a Gnosis with those who surround me every day in my environment. So I'd like to also get a couple of thoughts from your end.
I love to speak, so it's great to have someone else speak instead of me speak all the time too, which is fantastic. Something I would like to advise those new on the path is meditation. And in your meditation, that can come in the form of self-reflection. Prayer is also something that connects us to God. Speaking, meditation is listening to God. So try a bit of prayer, then meditation, or meditate first, then prayer, vice versa. Listening to the gospel, Tom